What is going on, guys? You're watching The Hungry Handgunner. Today we're going to talk about something that I think a lot of us have alluded to. I haven't really made a video on it because I was doing some research and trying to get at least some of my facts straight before making this. The ammo shortage. I hate to call it a shortage because it's getting made, it's just getting bought up. So what's causing this situation, I think, is in part due to the coronavirus, kind of kicked things off. Then you had the civil unrest with the protests turned riots, turned occupations in the case of Seattle. And all that kind of breeds an uncertainty in people. We don't like knowing that we don't know what's going on. We don't like unknowns in terms of what's going to happen in the future. You also had a rush of people that were first-time gun owners, first-time gun buyers that went out and bought guns and then the ammo to go with it. So from the gun standpoint, a lot of the reason the gun prices are up and the availability is down is first-time gun owners, first-time gun buyers going out there and getting a firearm, which I think is great. As long as they take the time to get proficient with it and learn how it operates and be safe, that's a fantastic thing. So the ammo is some of these new gun owners, and then more established people like myself, or chances are even you watching this channel, probably grabbed some extra ammo when all this started. So we kind of caused that in some ways, and then what happens is it becomes a perpetuating cycle. You can't find it, so when you do find it, you buy it, and it just kind of snowballs until people get used to seeing it on the shelves again and they quit buying it every chance they get. That can take a while. Some of the estimates I've heard are anywhere from a year out to 2 years before things get back to pre-COVID normal. Hopefully not the case, but that's kind of what we're looking at. And on the other side of the coin, I reload pistol ammo to come out here and shoot. Components are harder to find, your primers, your bullets, things like that. And when you can find just components and assembled ammunition, and prices are up, and part of that, again, there's a whole bunch of things going on. This pandemic wasn't just here, it was global. It was a global issue. So supply chains for lead, copper, brass, steel, all of that took a hit. These industries all kind of either slowed down or stopped for a little bit. Supply and demand being what it is, prices went up. If the prices go up for raw materials, it's going to go up for assembled complete ammunition as well as components. Then, talking to the reloaders, primers are like pulling hen's teeth trying to find them. They're very rare. Part of that issue is your major primer manufacturers here in the U.S. are trying to get these primers out to these ammunition companies, and a lot of times they're one and the same. So if an ammunition company knows it has all this ammo it needs to produce that's back ordered, those primers are going to be allocated to that instead of going out to distributors where you and I can go buy them. So I don't look for that to change anytime soon, which is kind of a bummer because without that magic little shiny go button on the back of the cartridge, nothing else works. You can cast your own bullets. You can even make your own gunpowder to some extent. Primers are a little harder to make. And I know it can be done before somebody points that out, but that's a very tedious process just to get one done. So I'm not doing that. So in light of all that, that's the problem. What are the solutions? Well, nothing that me and my limited wisdom is going to be able to import upon you. But I think what we can do is keep practicing. If you can't practice with live ammunition, there's always the option to take my Ruger LCP2. It's the only pistol I have out here with me. And this one is safe to dry fire, I found out. You take your firearm and either use a snap cap, or I would recommend a snap cap if you're going to do a lot of dry fire, but you just practice things like your sight alignment, trigger control. This one has a magazine disconnect safety in it, so you get a lot of dry fire without ever releasing the hammer on this one. You can do dry fire to practice. You can make your rounds count when you go out to practice. It's a lot of fun to come out here and do mag dumps and things like that, but run some dedicated drills. Run some things from concealment if you can. Make those rounds go further in terms of useful practice. And make it fun too. I mean, if you've got a buddy you're going to go to the range with, compete a little bit with scores. So yeah, in other words, if you're going to use it meaningfully. And this isn't me trying to tell you how to use your ammo. These are just ideas to possibly help during this situation. You could go to rimfire trainers, as I've got a 22 right here. Be careful with that though, because they are great for practicing fundamentals, sight alignment, trigger control, things like that. But when you start getting into, bill drills and Mozambique's failure to stop, you're oftentimes, especially if you have a full-size 22, like the Taurus TX22 or something like that, you're going to post up some pretty impressive times as you get used to the firearm and get these drills worked out. And a lot of that good time is going to be coming from the lack of recoil impulse. So yes, it's good for practicing, but it does have some drawbacks in which you're going to get used to the recoil of that versus what you carry. So for me, a 9mm is not some massive recoiling beast, but it is significantly more than a 22. So be careful with that. By all means, as far as I've seen, 22 still on the shelves. So if you want to grab 22 and go out for the fun aspect of shooting, do that. I don't have a problem with that in the world. I don't even have a problem with it for practice, as long as you still try to get some practice in with your primary defensive firearms. So there it is, guys. I'm not sure when this is going to get better. I would prefer it to be sooner rather than later. I rather enjoy hand loading my ammo. I enjoy coming out here and not really having to worry about ammo availability. If I can get the purchase signed off by my wife, then all I have to do is go on and order it, not hunt to find it. So I miss those days. First world problems, I know. So there's that. That's what I could find. If you guys have any other additional insight on the ammo shortage and potentially when things are going to go back to normal, please drop them in the comments. I'm interested in sharing this knowledge, getting that out there for folks. And above all, guys, when you go out and you do shoot, be safe, be careful, and have fun. I'll see you next time.